Talk about China now. China's top central banker signals Washington and Beijing are getting close to reaching a currency deal as part of trade negotiations. The head of the People's Bank of China saying Beijing will not engage in devaluation to help Chinese exporters. Riley Walters is a heritage policy analyst in Asian economy and technology and joins us this morning. And Riley, it's always the question with these negotiations. They may promise this, but will it be enforceable? Start with the currency issue.
Certainly. The governor of the People's Bank of China, he himself sees he sees himself as the kind of guy who believes that the market should be the decider of what currency exchange rates should be. But, the autonomy of the People's Bank of China is not like the autonomy of the Fed. Certainly, the People's Congress has more sort of leverage, if you will, over the People's Bank of China than perhaps the Fed's relationship with the U.S. government.
Right, right. And, listen, obviously this is still a headline-making moment between the United States and China. Larry Kudlow was on Fox News Sunday and asked about kind of where we are, the state of play. Listen to what he told Chris Wallace.
Will there be a signing ceremony between the two leaders either in March or April?
I will play that from the optimistic side. I will take the over on that, just as with economic growth.
Over meaning?
Over meaning good, yes.
Okay.
Positive.
Sometime
bullish.
Either this month or next.
Bullish.
Okay, he's bullish, Riley, but the Chinese have taken a Mar-a-Lago trip off of President Xi Jinping's schedule. What does this say to you right now?
I'm still optimistic that a deal will be made, too. If a deal is not getting made in March, it will be made in April. I think the issue is more of a scheduling thing. China has a huge economic forum at the end of March that I'm sure the President Xi will have to attend. And so flying between Florida and Hainan, China it's a pretty long trip. So certainly I think this is more of a scheduling issue than a sort of a pessimism side of the deal being made.
What do you make of the line that we've heard from some in Congress and some, frankly, financial journalists that say that the Chinese are going to use those failed negotiations with North Korea to play hardball with the U.S. in the trade negotiations? What's the North Korea factor here?
I mean, that's definitely one idea that's floating out there. I've always said that, the future of the USMCA, the U.S. Canada-Mexico talks, I think has a little bit more leverage in the China talks, given that these are more economic issues than anything else. But certainly people saw the North Korea summit or fail of the summit as sort of a signaling that perhaps this deal might not get made, but I disagree.
Yeah, and what will that deal look like? And we've kind of, I think, ratcheted back our expectations over the last week or so. Riley, thank you for being here.
Thank you.